Nice beard, buddy. Nice beard. Okay folks, so it's Brad and Bear here, and we are at the starting point of the Bruce Trail in Niagara. So we're actually in Queenston, at Queenston Heights. I guess it's called Niagara on the Lake. We're right on the edge of the escarpment here. You oversee Niagara on the Lake, St. David's, Lake Ontario, and in the far, Toronto. So we are going to do a day hike today. So we're just going to go and out and back. I'm going to explain a little bit during our hike, and we're also going to do some other filming on the way. So let's get started. Bear's super excited, so let's start our hike. Come on, bud. Okay, so I just want to go over a couple of things that I bring on hikes. This is a winter hike, so an extra layer. So always one layer up, that's the rule. So I'm not needing that layer, so I'm using it as a nice backdrop for our stuff. But I'm also hiking with my dog, so he's got a layer up too. So that's a little bit of a Sherpa cover. He's a little bit of a wimp dog, but he still needs that extra layer just in case. He's not using it today, but always bring one layer up. I've also got my Yeti water bottle. So a rule of thumb with water bottles is that once you buy them, have one dedicated to water. Don't put coffee in it, don't put pop in it. It'll just spoil the flavor and in the integrity of that water bottle. So keep one for water, just keep it water. And yeah, I carry this little North Face fanny pack. Love it. I use it in races. My keys are attached to it, so they're actually clipped on. And then I also have a multi-tool, a nice Gerber multi-tool that's clipped on too. So I use that. I always bring a battery backup. Right now I'm charging my GoPro camera, and I just have a bunch of ports on that. Use it. Binoculars, compass, always bring your phone. And then this is a kind of a first aid / survival pack when I do my kayak marathons. This is the exact pack I need to bring. So this is the pack that I brought on the Muskoka X I did in the fall. So it's got a whole bunch of stuff. I'll share the list of what's in it. However, always bring that with you just in case. It's got matches, a couple of electrolyte packs, and a whole slew of good first aid stuff. Anyways, check in later. Okay, I just want to show you something real quickly. So Bear, scooch. So firefighter buddy of mine once told me that if you're ever hurting for a fire starter in the middle of the woods and you have Dorito chips, use them, because they're actually flammable. They're great at They're great for starting a fire in the woods. Better than I am at starting. Yeah. So there. Okay, so I want to talk about food that I would bring on a hike like this. So stuff at the bottom, like those energy blocks and those chocolate gels or goos, you don't need on the majority of hikes. I only use those in races when I exceed about an hour and a half in duration. Then I start fueling myself with those too. So typically you won't need those, so just get them out of your regimen, if you have them in there, they're just a waste. But if you do duration or you do kind of distance, then yeah, you can add those in. Otherwise, an old school Cliff Bar is great. Have one of those before most of my races. A couple of granola bars. Apple a day keeps the doctor away. I've been having an apple all my life, and apples are great things to bring on hikes. Yeti water bottle, so always have water with you, and when you have a water bottle, keep it water. Don't add coffee to it, don't add pop to it. Just keep the integrity of that water bottle as water, and it'll just taste better and just last better. Love Yeti. Yeti products are awesome. Check out a couple of my videos for cooking in Algonquin Park, and talks a little bit about the Yeti cooler I bought. And then Boost. My kids make fun of me, but I love these. I learned it when I was kind of watching some YouTube videos on marathon kayakers and how they did distance, and a couple use these. So I've used those in my races before. It's a quick boost of calories, which is sometimes what you need. I know they're typically used for elderlies as a meal replacement, and that's a great thing. I've used them before, so Boost are wicked. They get a bad rap. Thanks. Okay, so we're on the Bruce Trail, and that is a blaze. So that blaze basically says stay on this trail. Bruce Trail blazes are white. When you see blue ones, those are side trails coming into it. So we're coming up here on a blaze with directions. So as I said before, imagine the bottom of the tree behind, top of the tree forward. So we're going to go straight and veer to the right, and then it should be confirmed usually within viewing distance with another blaze or two. And you just keep going. So this is a great spot to illustrate that the blue on the bottom says the side trail goes to the right, and the Bruce Trail veers to the left. Okay, good boy. Okay folks, so Bear and I are just here on a beautiful January day, 2024. We're out on a hike, Niagara Escarpment right behind me. I'm just on the edge of it. You're overseeing Niagara on the lake and Toronto and a whole bunch of beautiful things behind me. That's where all your beautiful Niagara grapes come from, right behind me. Anyways, I just want to share a couple of hiking terms. So, talked about it before, but a through hike is essentially when you go from one spot to the other. You're not coming back, you're actually hiking through a certain path, as opposed to a day hike, which is essentially a small little out, turn around and come back. So an out and back, or a bunch of different terms for that. Blazes, we've talked about that. It's essentially just a trail guide or a slash on your trail to make sure you know where you're going and you stay on your path. There's a premise. It's based on the 7 outdoor fundamentals, and it's essentially about just trying to minimize our environmental impact when we're out in the great outdoors, and it's leave no trace. So I talk about it a lot in my videos. Leave no trace is just basically respecting nature and only taking pictures. Book time is essentially how long you would take on a certain hike. There's a bunch of rules of thumb. I usually give myself about 10 minutes a kilometer. I can do at least 6K hiking an hour. I know there's a rule that says 30 minutes a mile. That's, I don't know, 4.5K an hour. I'm usually a little bit quicker than that. Elevation's a factor, so if you're gonna go up or down more than 1,000 feet, I'd add about, I don't know, half an hour to your hike. If you're going up, obviously. Going down, I wouldn't take it off, though. I would keep the same. But plan how long you're gonna take. So that would be your book time. Lean-to, you'll see sometimes when you go out there, they're man-made, they're all over the place. It's essentially just a 3-sided shelter that's outdoors, and you can use it as a spot to just grab a quick bite to eat and relax, or even stay the night. Bushwhacking is essentially going off trail. If you realize I need to go here and my trail's going that way, if you were to go off trail and hike through the bush, you're bushwhacking. Trailhead, so that's what we did today. We started at the trailhead for the Bruce Trail, which is the start of the trail. Sometimes they call it the terminus. So we're at the south terminus of the Bruce Trail today. However, the trailhead would be the start of a trail. Contour lines, I'll get into that a little bit later on in my videos. However, if you look at a map that's got some topographical features to it, and topographical is my next point, basically calls out hills, rivers, and natural features. However, back to contour, if you look at a map and there's lines, a contour line is essentially a spot on that map that is at the same elevation as you. So if you're looking off a ridge and you saw a point, you follow the contour line and it was the same line as you, you're at the same elevation as that. So hopefully you find those terms beneficial. Though not complete, that is a lean-to. And essentially that. You can make that bigger. Before you go for a hike, depending on how long you are, there's a couple of things you should do in terms of planning. Number one, check the weather. So today I checked the weather and it's perfect. So -8 degrees Celsius, feels like -13. Gonna be sunny mostly in the morning and a beautiful day for the hike. Next thing you wanna do is make sure you print a map. You know where you're going, you kinda know what to expect. Today we're doing an out and back. So we're literally going out 4K, turning around and coming back. Sometimes you do a through hike and somebody would pick you up, but just figure out where you're going and print a map. Tell your peeps where you're going too. So I told my wife this is where I'm at. She's also got a thing on the phone that she can track me as well. However, just tell people I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna take about 4 hours, I'm gonna come back at this point, let people know where you are. And as well as stay within your limits. So they have a saying in the hiking world called hike your own hike, and stay within your limits. Like just make sure you understand your limits, understand what you're getting into, do a little bit of planning, and you'll have a great time hiking.